Hey, so we're here with Kat and Ellie, who've arrived at climate camp with a tent stuffed full of luscious mangoes, apples and goodness knows what else. Kat, Ellie, can you tell us what you're doing here and how you came up with the idea?
Well, I know that we both spend time skipping in our own individual lifestyle choices and how we choose to live. I skip because I don't think that I, first of all, should be paying the money that I pay for the products on the shelf when I know that they're in the bin. And the kind of secondary point and most important point is that that food predominantly ends up in landfill, where it can't actually decompose properly because it's mixed up with plastic and metals and goodness knows what else, clothes, and it can't break down. And landfill sites release huge amounts of methane. So in the kind of bigger context, about 3% of UK methane emissions come from landfill, which is really something that we can all reduce by changing our consumer behaviour. So I see myself as taking a little bit of trash out of the bin to stop it ending up in landfill, and I get to save money, but I also get to talk about it to other people.
And I think the other thing is that it's not trash. The food that we've got in our tent is absolutely delicious. We just had some really juicy mangoes. These are things that are being thrown away because they can't be sold on to the retailers from the wholesalers because they have maybe a bruise on them, or because they've already brought in the next day's fruit and they don't know what to do with the last lot. There's just a phenomenal amount of waste, and the amount that we brought in our small van today was just a very small percentage of what's been thrown away every day just in one market, and I think there's around 6 on the outskirts of London alone. So I think
by kind of scale, we filled a transit van, and we calculated that we had about £3,000 worth at wholesale price of fruit for free. And it's not just the cost, but that's the monetary waste. And then again, where's it going on to?
Yeah.
But the flaw that I see is that the kind of deliverers or the distributors of fruit on the high street, the chain stores, are ordering in too much, and we have an excess that we don't know what to do with, and it's absolutely not waste.
Yeah.
But then...
And the other thing is that these fruit are being flown over from the other side of the world just so we can do what with them? Throw them away. It's ridiculous.
What kind of effect do you think this has on people's psyches?
What, to find out what's happening?
Either to find out how much is happening, or the people who are responsible for disposing of the fruit themselves.
We've spoken to the guys that are working at the place where we got them from, and they were really disheartened. They've been working there for a long time, and they were just very jaded with the way things were, but didn't feel that they had any way of changing things.
They felt that it was the government's management of waste. They had no control to sort of redistribute the waste. They said, policy needs to change. But I've worked in this industry for so long. This guy we worked with, he was in the industry since he was 14 and he's 57, of waste management, and he says, I hate throwing this food away, but I don't think that the policy is going to change to limit the amount of excess food that is generated and disposed of really inappropriately in our developed culture. And then we think, well, what can we do as individuals? Actually, I want to make one other point. In terms of this excess and this disposable mentality, people just go shopping and think that it's fine to get too much and throw it away. We're stuck in a culture that it's fine to dispose of what we didn't really want, so we're not actually figuring out what our needs are and what our consumption patterns should be. We're literally just kind of being brainwashed by excess, and the excess, once you come into touch with it in physical reality, down at the tent or a waste centre, it's just mind-blowing, and then I think you realise that it can't continue.
So you're making smoothies to raise people's awareness for one thing. Have you got any plans to continue this as a pressure movement? Are there pressure movements going on?
Well, this is just the start. But
this idea is a week old. So we got this idea last Saturday, and we've been rushing this week to kind of do the logistics and coordination. We sort of hired a van. None of us drive, so we're we've got to hire a van to get all these crates of food to climate camp to feed people. We must show people. It's a week old, so I personally want to continue with it. But it's too young.
Just seeing the response from people so far, and we've only had the stall up and running for how long?
2 hours or something.
It is phenomenal, and people they can't believe it. And if we can send this message out to more people, I think it's a really positive thing to do. And
people are saying thank you as well for bringing the food back from the point of disposal, buried. People are saying like thanks for showing us this.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing the food.
Yeah.
And it's just like every time we go shopping in the supermarket, we generate this. So you don't need to say thank you to us. You just need to like examine your own consumption habits and patterns. So hopefully we will have some sort of like leave a little bit of a trace in people's minds. But we've got information leaflets to give out as well called Waste Watch Weigh In, and we've called it like the checkout watch out thing, which is a list of what people can do at point of consumption in the supermarkets or on the market to reduce food waste and food waste in particular. Because
Brilliant. So the message is take control of your own waste, be aware of what you're using, and be aware of how much we as a society throw away.
yeah, be aware of where your
drink
food is
delicious
coming
and take responsibility. I think if we can say it in one sentence, a little tagline, the summary is just take responsibility and be aware of the consequences of your actions.
Brilliant. Kat and Ellie, thanks very much.
Thank you.